think we're good to go now. I'm seeing only green lights. OBS is telling me that it disconnected and reconnected and stuff, but I think we're good to go. Welcome to the WAN show. It's just me this week. All of LMG, as you might recall, I'm not technically part of LMG anymore. All of LMG is off on this workcation thing in Banff. If you want to look that up, if you want to look that up, a lot of us Canadians say Banff, which sounds like it has an M in it, but it's actually an N, so it's BANFF. It's an absolutely beautiful place. A bunch of them are uploading pictures to their Instagrams and their Twitters and whatnot, so check that out. It's super cool, but again, it is just me this week, so this is the WAN show. We've got some topics, I guess, technically. There's a new AMD Zen and Radeon VEGA CPU for just $55. Sounds super cool, but we'll talk about that later. Microsoft is going to continue support for Windows 7 if you pay them. There's a second Razer phone that has been confirmed, and there's some other cool news, like leaked benchmarks showing off 9700K, some Steam news, some AT&T news, some EA news, a follow-up of the Jacksonville shooting, tons of random stuff. So yeah, stay tuned. Intro, boom, it worked. What up? Camera slightly out of focus. RIP! Don't think I can fix it. I might just be leaning too much or something. I'll try to fix it on my own. Sponsor slides? Or not? What now, audience? You didn't see that coming. You try to guess everything. You're like, oh, the WAN show's gonna be late again. And you're right by like 3 minutes. But you didn't guess that, did you? No sponsor slides. What now? Let's go. Okay, first topic. Let's talk about AMD. And let's talk about VEGA. And let's talk about Zen. And let's talk about Radeon. There's a new CPU, like I said earlier, for $55. Now, I do want to say, I'm going to jump into the AMD's website here for a second. I guess you guys can see Twitch chat on screen, because I want to be able to see you. There you are. Oh boy. This isn't... A lot of people have been like, oh my god, yay, someone finally cares about the low-end scene, and that's not necessarily true. Intel does have processors that are around the $50 range as well, and that are 2-core 4-thread processors like this one is. What I will say is that VEGA on a CPU is pretty neato, and they're claiming that you should be able to do esports games. That's becoming a little bit broader of a statement these days, so I'm not 100% sure how confident in that I am, but it says esports game high definition 720p, which is actually not bad, especially for someone who wants to like just dip their toe into gaming. If you can do that without buying a graphics card, you can... Is it okay? Is everything fine? It looks like everything's fine. There's some people in the comments trying to troll me, but I'm just going to keep moving anyways. It's going to be nice to be able to play what I'm assuming is like Counter-Strike, League of Legends kind of stuff. I don't think we're going to be hitting near the ranges of stuff like Overwatch, which is very, very much in the esports range these days. And then there's other companies that try to claim they're like good, positive esports titles like PUBG, and that's just weird. And I don't know what the category of esports games even necessarily means anymore. Before it was like StarCraft 2, League of Legends, Counter-Strike, and some others that were around the similar difficulty to run, and now it's changed a little bit. Let me know what you guys think in the Twitch chat, which I'm going to be watching all stream because I don't exactly have anyone else to host with me. Let me know what you guys think is the hardest to run proper esports title, and if you think it could run on this new AMD Zen and Radeon VEGA CPU for $55. Because you could get a really, really cheap... I don't know if you guys watched the last season of Scrapyard Wars. That was an older AMD chip with graphics on it, but an A10. Couldn't really run Fortnite reasonably, but that wasn't at 720p. We were doing that, I believe, at 1080. So, I don't know. Microsoft continuing to support Windows 7 if you can pay. Although Windows 7 extended support is scheduled to go through January of 2020, this new paid-for support, I believe, should go through 2023. Yeah, 2023. We don't have a specific month. You will have to pay an additional fee for the security patches, and it will be just security patches. There's no details yet on pricing. This news comes from the Register. By the way, that first topic was posted by the Benjamins. Thank you very much to the Benjamins on the forum. This one I don't think was posted by anyone in particular. Oh, there's actually a Kit Guru article. Let me jump over there real quick. Someone's saying Luke is feeling better. Nope, still sick. Just putting it on for an hour. We're good. Here we go. Microsoft, yeah, like I said, Microsoft adds another 3 years of security. This is going to be great for actually quite a few people because if I remember correctly, Windows 7 is about 40% of current operating system installs right now. I don't know if that's all operating systems on PCs. That's obviously not for phones, but I don't know if that's all operating systems for PCs or if that's all operating systems that are Windows. But it's about 40% of Windows installs, which is a lot. I'm personally a Windows 8.1er. I like Windows 8.1, even though my percentage of people is very, very, very small. I like that operating system because I can play all the games on it, not most of them, which I guess Linux now has, which is quite cool. And I can do the vast majority of my work on it, which is cool. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how much it costs because I don't know if this is going to be someone's like WTF Windows 8.1. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. People are saying it's terrible bad. I doubt you've used it. I doubt you've used it for an extended period of time. It has quite good compatibility. And it doesn't have it has quite good compatibility, which is better than Windows 7, but then it's not Windows 10, which is quite nice. You can all bicker about it while you haven't used it for extended periods of time. That's fine. Anyways, Microsoft will continue support of Windows 7. Don't know if this is a consumer thing or a commercial thing. It might be vastly out of the price range of most consumers, and it might just be more for like airports and enterprise stuff, because we often find that those industries like to not upgrade their operating systems pretty much ever, and will often pay for extended support. So that might be the situation that we're having here. Because we've had that situation before, and they might just be prepping people beforehand that it will be possible, because I think it was always an after the point kind of situation before. I bet you there will still be some groups, very major companies, that will have to go into another extended term after 2023, but we'll have to see when that happens. Wow, we are 10 minutes in and I'm slamming through topics. That's one of the problems when you only have one host. There's no back and forth conversation, so things just go real quick. I didn't really see chairs more focused than me. Can I do this then? Does that make it better? Are you gonna stop crying now? That might fix it. Dennis is off in Banff. I talked about this when I first launched the show, but I think I saw earlier today he was on a bike ride. I don't necessarily know what he's doing right now though. I just want to see in the comments if anyone mentioned any of those esports games I was talking about. I didn't really see any. Everyone just got so fixated on me using Windows 8.1. It's not the first time I've mentioned on the WAN show. Windows Vista is greater than all. Don't forget the sponsors. Today we do have 2 sponsors, but they're not your normal kind of sponsors. They're affiliate sponsors, and I don't have banners for them. So I had nothing to put up in the intro, and I will have nothing to put up when I talk about them later. But yeah, no. It's Humble Bundle and PIA, I believe, but we'll talk about them later. Okay, next topic is, and this one confuses me a little bit, but let's talk about it. The second Razer phone has been confirmed. There was a, what is it called? Is it even in these notes? Yes, there was a financial report, which is often where we find these types of leaks, stating that Razer will be launching a Razer Phone 2, or whatever you end up calling it. They have been slashing prices on their first-gen phone, probably trying to get some of that inventory out. The phone should be relatively powerful. Like the first-gen phone, it will have 8 gigs of RAM, so the first Razer phone had 8 gigs of RAM. The SoC, or system on a chip, is getting an upgrade to the flagship Snapdragon 845 from Qualcomm, and it'll go from 4 cores to 8, which is actually pretty major. The phone appeared on Geekbench with a single score of 2026 and a multi-core score of 8234. Better than the first-gen model, but not as high as flagships such as the iPhone X and the Samsung S9. There may be more, apparently, there may be more gamer-centric features, such as a fast display, that may help to appeal to a more gamer-centric target audience. This is where my question for you guys lands. I know the gamer section as a whole, console and PC, are able to come together on the one idea that mobile gamers aren't gamers. But I have a legitimate question, and I need some help on this. Let's avoid the saltiness for a moment. I legitimately don't know. Is there any mobile games that will actually benefit from a 120 hertz screen? I really don't know. Because the only mobile games that I've ever really even seen are like, it's either Pokemon Go, where you like swirl around and then just throw the thing and then everything else happens kind of automatically, and you definitely don't need a 120 hertz screen for that. Or it's like clicker simulators, where it's like, oh, you've waited 16 hours, press that button now, and then press that button, and then wait 16 hours again, or pay some money and have it accelerated. I don't know of Fortnite. Sort of forgot about that. Okay, so it's basically for Fortnite and PUBG? I guess that's pretty much it. VR. Okay. VR on mobile really sucks, but whatever. Okay, that's a good point. And 120 hertz screens becoming common for mobile will help push VR forward. Someone's like, and Candy Crush! Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's probably mostly Fortnite, PUBG, and VR is a really small section, but sure, VR. People are saying prawn. I don't know if anyone's into 120 hertz on that. They might be. I don't know. That is a very technologically pushing sector of the market. That is absolutely true. That is a thing. Porn pushes the market like crazy, but I don't think there's a huge market for 120 hertz phones just for that. I could be super wrong. I don't know. But I'm just saying. Speaking of what I was just talking about, Steam is adding filters to hide certain games in search. You guys might have known a while ago, we talked on the WAN show about Steam. They blocked some game, and then that started this huge conversation about what stuff should be or should not be allowed on Steam. And I think that pushed Steam to eventually say that they would pretty much allow everything that wasn't illegal. I think that was their official ending statement, but they would not be obligated to promote such things. And I think they're going more in that direction by allowing people to have filters. And I'm assuming there's going to be some form of default filters that you would have to uncheck. This would allow controversial titles to be on the platform, such as adult games, but make it so they don't automatically get promoted to everybody. Users also have flexibility to hide things they don't want in general. So if you didn't want, like, racing games, you could use the same filter to filter out those games, which would be cool. I personally like racing games. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Users now will be able to list 10 tags up from 3. Apparently, you're already able to do 3 of things that they do not want to see. Gamers now have the choice of omitting certain developers and publishers specifically. So if you have like a boycott against a specific publisher, sorry, EA is not on Steam, you would be able to block them out completely, as well as excluding mature content, adults only kind of games. The former will exclude games where the publisher hasn't told Steam exactly what that mature content is, because I guess there's categories for that too. But I'm assuming that's more for a search reason. I don't know. The idea is to balance keeping Steam an open platform where a lot of different people can use it and it doesn't feel weird, and you can actually have your like Steam store up on your desktop without like worrying if your mom's going to be able to see it. But also be able to have all these games that people apparently want on Steam. Yeah. What do you guys think about this solution? I think it's a relatively good solution. I don't care about those kinds of games, so I'll just leave the filter on, I guess, so that those types of games are blocked, literally just so that they don't clutter up the store, because I actually do use the Steam store to like search for new games every once in a while. I'll filter through, try to find something that seems interesting, and then look for reviews online. So if I can remove certain things, I actually really like the publisher feature, because there's certain game publishers, even if I have nothing against them, I just already know that I don't like their type of games. So if I can just block them out, that seems great. So far, Twitch chat seems to be agreeing with me. Someone said an okay solution, about as good as you could get. Yeah, I could see that. Country roads. I don't think. Imagine you could block Country Roads and then it just only blocked Fallout 76 and all the DLC. That'd be pretty great. Moving on to the next topic, British Airways suffers a huge data breach. Apparently, an unknown attacker carried out a sophisticated breach of British Airways Security. The hacker exposed 380,000 transactions and compromised customers' financial information, though not their travel plans. Okay. I mean, that's still bad, but it's actually not as bad. Their CEO has promised to compensate anyone who suffers financial loss due to the hack. Customers affected have already been notified by British Airways, and British Airways even took out a newspaper ad apologizing. Okay. Funnily enough, British Airways was in talks with IBM to outsource their security briefly before the cyber attack, perhaps to cut costs. Oof. They seem to be responding to this in the best way they probably could, to be completely honest. Having the CEO just kind of automatically come out and say, hey, we're going to cover any of the costs that happen from this. Having people's travel information not be leaked is huge, because that would be a problem for a huge number of reasons. Taking out a newspaper ad just to make sure like everybody knows. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not a great thing that it happened, but this day and age, like practically everyone gets hacked. You guys should check out haveibeenpwned.com. Let me see if I can go there right now. Dun, 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 dun. Haveibeenpwned.com. Yeah, there we go. Have I been pwned? You can't see it because my there. Have I been pwned? Really cool website. Covers a whole bunch of different data breaches. I don't think technically all of them, but like a huge amount. And it's interesting because you can see under down here, largest breaches. You can see all the largest MySpace accounts from back in the day. Heck yeah. Pwned accounts. 5,371,913,625. This happens a lot. A lot of different websites, a lot of different companies get wrecked and end up leaking data. It's a thing that happens. You should be securing your own stuff. I'm going to promote using some form of password manager, and there is a range of different ways, a range of different services that you can use for password management, and you can go with like super hardcore, kind of really annoying to use but incredibly secure options, all the way up to still way more secure than what you're probably doing right now. Not necessarily, because I'm sure this audience especially has quite a few people in it that are properly taking care of their passwords, but still probably better than what you're doing right now, like just a standard password manager. And then you can also look into other ways of securing that password manager with 2FA, with physical authentication, with a bunch of other types of things. And that will make it so that it's easier to have a different password for every single website and service you use, so that when you do, I'm going to say when, not if, when you do get pwned by a website's user accounts or whatever getting leaked, you don't have all of your accounts get wrecked. It's like just that singular one. I would highly, highly recommend doing so. Yeah, it will help you in these situations because it's more or less inevitable. Like there's a wild amount of services that have their information stolen, and it's going to happen eventually. And I would honestly, there's even an ease of use argument. Once you get a password manager set up, it's not, you don't have to remember so many things anymore. You have to remember like your master password for that password manager. I would also recommend having your email not in that password manager, and remembering that password as well. So you have like 2 passwords that you need to remember. And that's pretty much it. That's not bad. That's pretty simple. Also, just for those master passwords, you can watch, there's a great XKCD on making a strong password, and we also have, I believe, a Linus Tech Tips episode and a Tech Wiki episode about making stronger passwords. So check those out and secure your own stuff, man. Because while these companies should keep their things secure, it's still going to happen eventually. So don't trust anyone. Secure your own stuff. There you go. There's also leaked benchmarks of the i7-9700K. If we want to get back to tech topics, we have this from hexus.net. I haven't actually seen the chart load up on my screen yet. And there we go. I can tell you, definitely faster. There we go. Oh, this is like not the easiest to read thing ever. What is this? This should be the previous one. System manufacturer, system product name. Great. There, that's an 8700K. And then this should be a 9700K, yeah. So we're looking at single core performance of the 8700K at 6012, single core performance of the 9700K at 6297, multi-core performance of the 8700K at 27463, and multi-core performance of the 9700K at 30152. So, I mean, it's a step up. Intel is still kind of ruling the single core performance realm, but DX12, Vulkan being a big deal. Just going to switch back here. DX12 and Vulkan being a really big deal, and processors generally having a lot more threads these days, and cores for sure, but threads these days, is going to slowly promote more multi-core utilization as we move forward, and actually make multi-core utilization better and more beneficial as we move forward. If you haven't watched my what the heck is DX12 and Vulkan video, I would highly recommend you do so in general, just because it's one of my favorite videos. But it also covers how multi-core is used. There's certain things, even with DX12 and Vulkan, that are going to have to stay on core 1. But DX12 and Vulkan help, or thread 1 or whatever, but DX12 and Vulkan help spread out the load in general onto other cores and enable that to happen. So it's good. It's good. Right now, Intel's still kind of winning the game in the single core performance, but there's a lot of things going in AMD's favor right now, so don't feel too bad if you're an AMD fan. Everything's kind of good for everybody right now. The CPU space is quite strong at the moment. It has been stronger in the past, but it's great that we at least have a very strong competitor these days. Also, AT&T offers first responders unlimited data, but there's a catch. I don't necessarily know why this is an article on the WAN show, to be completely honest. My only reason why I'm saying that is they're just doing the same annoying crap that basically every other ISP is doing. We've been hearing about this a fair amount lately. When there's a disaster, everyone gets onto connected resources. A lot of people are trying to, it's called FaceTime? iCall? I don't know Apple stuff, but video call other people on iPhones. I believe it's called FaceTime. I'm trolling. I know what it is. Or trying to Facebook call or do other various video calls on Android or whatever else, because they're trying to talk to their friends and family because they don't know if they're going to get wrecked by whatever disaster. So AT&T is saying, hey, first responders can have unlimited data, but there's a catch. You're on the same backbone as everyone else. We're not going to prioritize your stuff, so you're still going to get throttled. So it doesn't really help, ultimately. That's a huge problem. They need a different back end. Apparently, they actually have one. If local police, fire, or EMS, emergency medical services department doesn't use... sorry, no, I skipped my notes a little bit. Oh, it just jumps right into that. Anyways, there's something called FirstNet. the U.S. government contracted, I believe it was AT&T, to make FirstNet. And that is supposed to save them from this. I don't know if it's like way more expensive or something if you want to subscribe to it. But they are not theoretically subject to throttling on FirstNet. And that's exactly what happened with Verizon this like a few months ago, I think, or 2 months ago or something, where there was that fire department that got super throttled. They're saying, well, they weren't on FirstNet, which is supposedly the issue. But I guess this is kind of nice. The AT&T First Responders Unlimited Data Plan has 25% off. So that's cool. Doesn't save you if your data is being throttled and you're a first responder trying to get information back and forth during a disaster, but saves you a couple bucks every month. So that's A+ for effort, AT&T. Anyways, EA is being sued. Nope. We're going to talk about sponsors. Get wrecked, everyone. The first sponsor is Private Internet Access, and I don't have a banner for this, but I kind of want to. Can I do this? Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to remove the banner in its entirety so that everyone knows that this is not like a normal section of the show. This is the sponsor section of the show. Linus is going to join us real quick. That's not in focus at all, is it? Whatever. Linus is going to join us for a second. So Private Internet Access. Private Internet Access, as you guys know, is a VPN. We've talked about it a ton on the show. I'm sure you guys have heard about it in general, but we have a partnership with them in ways. I guess the business guys are going to hate me because I don't know the correct term for this. Affiliate? We have an affiliate with them. They have a great VPN. It works for tons of different stuff like Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS, Linux, Google Chrome specifically, if you don't want to have it on your whole computer and you want the ease of use of it just activating in your browser, with support for several other platforms coming soon. So like practically freaking everything and even more stuff later on. You can connect up to 5 devices at the same time under one plan with Private Internet Access, and it has an internet kill switch. This part I think is quite important and is actually really cool. The internet kill switch will block all traffic. It will essentially temporarily cut off your internet if the VPN becomes disconnected unexpectedly. The reason for that is if you're currently using your internet and you are expecting to be protected by a VPN, and then the VPN turns off and you keep broadcasting, you just compromised everything and it was completely useless. So that is actually very important. That is a very important feature that a lot of people overlook. Check it out today. The link is in the description. If you're on Twitch, yeah, I don't know. If you want to type this in, it's privateinternetaccess.com/pages/Linus-tech-tips/Linus WAN. Which is the easiest URL I've ever heard. I'm just going to dump that in chat real quick if I even can. Nope, I can't. Get wrecked. So again, privateinternetaccess.com/pages/Linus-tech-tips/Linus WAN. There you go. I'm sure you got that. Next up, Humble Bundle. Have we advertised Humble Bundle before? I think this is a first. I haven't used Humble Bundle in a little while, but I think like probably like half my Steam library is from Humble Bundle. I've gotten a ton of stuff from them, and it's really cool because you can adjust sliders and give money to charity, or give money to Humble Bundle, or give money to developers. All this fun stuff. Save money on games and help support charity with Humble Bundle. Check out their summer sale. That's cool. They've got great deals on games like Planet Coaster, Prey, Fallout 4, and more. They've also got Humble Monthly, where you sign up to get a curated bundle of games sent to your inbox each month. This month you can sign up for $12 and 10% off most games in their store, and you'll get Overwatch. What the heck? Okay. I was expecting it was going to be a whole bunch of tiny little indie games, but you get Overwatch for $12, if I'm reading this correctly. You sign up for their Humble Monthly, you get 10% off most games that are in their store, and you get Overwatch. Cool. Check it out at our affiliate link in the video description. Again, don't got one for you live, but on YouTube, it will be down there. The URLs, the Humble Bundle URL in general is geni.us/capital W, lowercase c, capital A, capital X, capital B, 6. The Humble Monthly link is geni.us/lowercase x, uppercase U, uppercase Q, lowercase m, and uppercase L. And I can't copy and paste that into Twitch chat, and I don't have a lower banner for you. So good luck. I believe in you. I absolutely believe in you. You can make it. Put it in the chat. I can't. I'm not logged into Twitch. My bad. Going back up. I'm running away now. Okay. Leaked benchmark. Nope, already did that one. AT&T already did that one. EA being sued by victim of Jacksonville Madden tournament shooting. I think we all probably saw this coming. I wonder what you guys do think about it, and I want to hear from you in Twitch chat and on the comments on YouTube, because I think this will be a relatively controversial topic. I'm going to more or less keep my opinions out of it, but I'm interested what the community thinks. After, I'm sure you guys have heard about the Jacksonville shooting at the Madden tournament. I didn't know Madden had in-person tournaments, but sad, very sad regardless. After a shooting that left 2 dead at a Madden NFL tournament in Jacksonville, Florida, the other week, some time ago, one survivor is being sued by EA, the producer of the game. His theory of the case is that, I should put this back, there we go, is that EA, who sponsored the tournament, negligently did not pick a safe venue or provide adequate security. It's unclear how much the plaintiff is seeking in monetary damages, and EA has already promised to donate $1 million to the victims. The lawsuit notes that the area around the venue has suffered from other shootings as well as stabbings in recent years, but seeing as the shooter was a Madden player from out of town, not from Jacksonville, Florida, it will be interesting to see if that argument holds any water in court. The shopping mall and the restaurant where the shooting took place are also being named as defendants. It's a relatively broad case. It's gonna be really interesting. Again, I don't really super want to go into it, but it's gonna be very interesting to see what the community thinks about this. I know there are a lot of different opinions on security, especially these days, and because it was a shooting, it involved a firearm, which means there's like even more aggressive opinions on that. So it's going to be interesting to see what you guys have to say. So yeah, comment in Twitch, comment on YouTube. Try not to rip each other apart too much. Just have a civil discussion about crazy things that suck. How about that? Whoop! Didn't mean to play that intro. Sorry about that. Let me go back to the doc and scroll through here for a second. Forza. Ooh. That actually sounds kind of cool, but I just combined Forza or Forza. Is it Forza or Forza? I hear both. I'm going to go with Forza. Forza Horizon 4 specs have been announced. It is a racing game. I know this is the second time I've mentioned racing games this stream. Racing games are not generally as hard on your system as other games, which is cool because you kind of want really high refresh rates and you want really cranked graphics because it can look absolutely beautiful. Some of the best looking games and really not crazy hard to run, which is great. It has been anticipated for a while. A lot of people have been knowing that it's on the way, but the recommended specs are out. Although for 1080p 60, Microsoft recommends a GTX. If you're on the GTX side of the game, you're looking at like a 970 or 1060 about, or if you're on the other side, you're looking at like a 290X or a 470, which really isn't too bad. 970s are like 4 years old now, somewhere around there. It's been a little while, and 1060s are now not quite, but soon to being replaced. We're assuming 2000 series graphics cards are going to have a 60 eventually, so it's kind of on the way. So the prices shouldn't be too bad for those cards, and that's 1080p 60. And you get 60 FPS, which again, important for a racing game in my opinion. However, if you do have something as low as a GT 740, which you like probably shouldn't have, because you should have bought just a retro card, but that's on the line. You might get a good deal on one of those. If it's a 720, you should definitely not buy it. But anyways, if you have something as low as a GT 740, you will be able to play the game at 720p. You'll be able to play the game. It won't be the best experience ever, but you will be able to play the game. The requirements, which is spelt as respirements in the doc, the requirements are more or less the same as Horizon 3, so this shouldn't be way too surprising, despite the fact that there were some noticeable graphical improvements when the game was shown as E3, although, as we all probably know here, that means more or less nothing. I don't necessarily know if Microsoft has been caught showing like way better footage at E3 than their game comes out as, but we've had that happen like a lot. So yeah, don't know how much I would read into that, but it is a next generation of the game, so I'm assuming it will look a bit better, and it'll be interesting to see if they have some of that new tech coming out. Like, I wonder if you do have one of the new 2000 series cards, a racing game with ray tracing would look great. I'm just saying that would be quite fantastic. And this becomes immediately awkward because there's about 23 minutes left in the show, and I don't have any more topics. I have an idea though. If you guys want to hang with me for a second. The Linus Tech Tips forum in the tech news section, which is very, very close to 1 million posts, can probably save me once again. Right, I don't know why this was, oh no, I do know why this wasn't in the doc, but this is actually totally okay. AMD 7nm GPUs have been confirmed for 2018. I am going to put a little slight warning here, is that the confirmation of these cards may not be for gamers necessarily. I kind of suspect at the very least the first wave of these things is going to be for the not gaming community. So don't get too hyped, but any GPUs on the 7nm process will mean that will eventually come to gamers. So this is exciting kind of regardless in the end. So don't worry about it too much. People want Floatplane news? How about this? I'll do that next. And there is actually some interesting Floatplane news. Finally. It's been a little while. This might not be the best news for NVIDIA, as you might guess. Amongst the 2000 series hype, once it died down a little bit, not even that much, just a little bit, AMD dropped this little news nugget, hoping to, as far as I can tell, grab a little bit of that hype and pull the conversation back to them, which is a good idea. NVIDIA seems to be going in a direction of almost removing some of the tangibility of differences between cards by adding the AI cores and moving to things like ray tracing technologies and other things that RTX is going to be able to do in general, like moving anti-aliasing in some games, if they're done the right way, to the AI cores to free up the CUDA cores for other things, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. And AMD's going like, even smaller process, blah. So it's going to be an interesting fight in the next couple of years. And with Intel talking about tossing their hat in the ring as well. Graphics is going to be fun for a little while. So that's exciting because honestly, for quite a few years there, graphics and CPU were just like kind of dead and boring. And it was basically more or less one team on each side. And now we're splitting back, and it's been good. So speaking of which, Floatplane news. I don't have a banner for this. What if I just like sit on the blue side more? I guess that doesn't really make any sense because that's the wrong blue. That's closer to like is that closer to an Intel blue? Maybe. That's probably the reason why they did this. Blue and red. Then we need a green. Floatplane blue is lighter. But anyways, Floatplane is getting a bunch of new stuff pretty soon. I know. Most of you probably don't even care. But it's interesting to me. We have a new payment system coming. The reason why we haven't been talking a ton about Floatplane lately is because we've wanted to get this new payment system out. Because the current payment system is kind of a drag to use, and we're refactoring the entire thing. And that should be out next week. I've been saying that for a month and a half. But I believe it this time, wholeheartedly. I think it's going to be out next week. So that's actually quite exciting, because that should be good for everybody. People who are currently subscribed, people who are going to subscribe in the future. That should be good for everyone. And with that payment system coming out, that will free AJ up to push a bunch of things into prod that have been ready for a while now, but have not been the priority over getting payments working, like Discord. So you will be able to have your Floatplane account and get authenticated on the Linus Tech Tips Discord with your Floatplane. Again, this is not a feature. This is not a feature yet, but it's coming. The code is like done. It's just not in prod. Okay, just don't try to do this now. You'll be able to link your Floatplane.com account to Discord, get Discord access rights in the LTT Discord, and anyone else's Discord that decides to do this. Meaning right now, Tech Deals and Bitwit and anyone else that joins the platform will be able to have their own Discord Floatplane bot, which can give access to people and be used as a notification system. Speaking of notifications, native through the website notifications are finally coming. So you will actually be able to get notified through mobile. And if you sign up for it, email alerts for new videos to people that you are subscribed to, which is also great. Also, the chat for streaming will be fixed. So I don't know if you heard us talking about it, but we're going to be streaming the WAN show through Floatplane. That's all done as well. Again, it's not in prod. It's not yet. But the code is done. It just hasn't been pushed into prod. So we'll be able to stream the WAN show, and any other creators on Floatplane will be able to stream through Floatplane as well. Fun stuff. There's also a bunch of front-end improvements coming and some other great stuff that doesn't necessarily affect you guys all that much. But yeah, there's going to be really, really cool things for Floatplane in a little while. Someone in chat says, rando question, but will you guys ever do a online Scrapyard Wars like eBay or Amazon? Maybe with a rushed custom design segment? I seriously doubt it. The most boring part of any Scrapyard Wars is when Linus and I sit down and go, okay, the competition started. I'm super excited. I'm amped up. Time for me to sit here on my laptop and type away. Just tappity tappity tap and send a bunch of emails. That is like definitely the most boring part of any Scrapyard Wars ever. So we'll probably stay away from that. But, you know, it's coming. So what I'm hearing is all these changes have been fully implemented and we need to... No. Stop. None of them are implemented. Just chill. They're coming, though. They're on the way, and I'm quite excited about that. I had something else I was going to talk about, but I don't remember now. I'm just going to move on to the next topic. But that's the magic of video editing. Yeah, video editing, an entirely online contest, doesn't really give you a lot to edit, if you know what I mean. We have some cool ideas for Scrapyard Wars. Actually, Jay and I were talking at PAX West about a potential Scrapyard Wars idea that we kind of started with a little nugget and then grew it over time while we were sitting down having dinner. And it could be pretty cool. Could be pretty sweet. I'm going to pitch it to Linus when he comes back. It's related to an idea that Linus and I came up with too, but with Jay's input, I think it made it even better. Someone just mentioned my stream, and that reminded me of the thing that I wanted to bring up. I do charity streams every once in a blue moon, where I play games for 24 hours because I'm insane, and then people donate a ton of money and I end up streaming for like 30 hours. But we make a whole bunch of money for Extralife. Extralife, which is Children's Miracle Network, Children's Miracle Hospitals, Children's Hospitals, etc. I haven't done one in a long time because I've been super crazy busy with like Floatplane and other stuff, and my life has been pretty hectic for a while, but I'm gonna get back to it. So October 6th, I'm having my first charity stream of 2018. I will be doing 24 hours of playing games. I will probably be doing my standard charity stream setup, which is where I do like one game from each year. There might be some slight changes to that, but I'm going to do one game for an hour and then switch which game I'm playing. And probably it will be through the ages. So I'll start in like 1990 or maybe 1992 at this point, because I got to kind of drag it forward to make it 24 hours. But play one game for 1 hour from that year, and then iterate the year by one, year plus one, whatever. And then play one game from that year, and go so on and so forth. So yeah, that's in about a month. I would love to have you there. Even if you don't donate anything to Extralife, I'd love to have you there regardless. And while most charities that I work with don't love this line, I'm gonna say, if you're a student who's just trying to scrape by or whatever, don't donate anything. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. take care of yourself for now, and then once you're more established later on, then come on and help. I usually every year we do quite well. My charity stream is apparently the biggest donator group for like British Columbia, so we do pretty well with the charity streams. Don't worry about it too much. But yeah, come on by October 6th. There'll be more details later. It will be probably starting Pacific Standard Time noon. So yeah, noon, midday on October 6th. That's in about a month. Spread the news, spread the noise, and yeah, I'll be doing a little, probably smaller announcements, but I'll be doing, honestly, I'm mostly trying to burn time right now because I have no more topics. But I'll be doing more announcements leading up to it, so I'll try to remind you going forward to, forwards towards October 6th anyways. I'm going to search for a new topic. Apparently, I know nothing about this. Apparently, EA backpedals on screwing over PC Battlefield 5 Standard Edition customers. This was posted by Aluminum Tech on the forum, and I don't actually know what was so bad about it. Let's see. The website originally showed this on PC, whereas the Battle Royale mode was marked as included for both console versions. So if you check out this screenshot, you can see the check marks everywhere. I'm assuming this far right column is PC. This screenshot could be a little better, but it shows that online multiplayer, Battle Royale, online co-op, and Tides of War are check marked everywhere, and then there's just a bold dash just right in the middle where I'm assuming the PC column is. So that's a little rough, but like the thread says, they've backpedaled on it. I have not played Battlefield 5 yet. If you guys are interested, I believe there is a open. Why is everyone saying Skype Dennis? I can't Skype Dennis. Dennis is in like the mountains right now having a vacation. I'm gonna leave him alone. He probably doesn't even have network access right now. And you know what? Just let Dennis have his day off, okay? Anyways, yeah, so the EA is backpedaling over Battlefield 5 PC Standard Edition customers. I'm assuming that means that they will now have Battle Royale mode. EA has updated the Battlefield 5 pre-order page, which now says that Firestorm, which is I'm assuming the Battle Royale mode, will be part of the Standard Edition on PC. Yeah, perfect. It's unclear if this change... if this is a change in policy or the company fixed a mistake on its website. Yeah, so it might have had the dash on accident. I kind of doubt that. So, or by accident, I should say. That's technically more correct. My bad. But yeah, EA doing dumb stuff and hurting their community is not even remotely surprising. So I'm going to go with that angle. Moving on. I don't know if anyone cares about this, so I'm just going to say the title. Apple's 999 pound? Euro? No, pound? British pound? Apple's 999 British pound iPhone X is enormously underpriced, quoted by Warren Buffett. I don't know if anyone cares. We're just going to move on. Microsoft is reviving Xbox One voice control, but they're doing it using Alexa and Cortana-powered devices. I also don't know if anyone cares about this, so I'm not going to dive into it way too hard. But, again, you heard it in the title. They're reviving voice control using Alexa and Cortana-powered devices. I didn't know Cortana really had a bunch of devices other than PCs. I don't know, but, you know, that's fine. Right. If you guys haven't heard about this, it is included in... Yeah, it's posted right here. So Gamers Nexus has been like very, very noticed for a little while right now because of their like, I don't know what to call it. It's not a normal fight, but they're like Squabble with Tom's Hardware. It's interesting because Gamers Nexus is being very critical of Tom's Hardware, but in a way that I can respect relatively deeply, where they're almost being like, what the heck, guys, this isn't you. It feels like they're like addressing their like drunk friend, and they're being like, come on, man, you need to smarten up, you need to stop drinking so much, blah 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 blah, because they seem to be doing it like out of love, which is cool. I've always liked the like tech review community, because they've always been really cool, and it's cool that we can even criticize each other in positive ways. So I don't know, I'm gonna give them that shout out. And I'm gonna switch to my screen for a second. This post was posted by Rascal on the forum, but if you heard about the little fight that was going on between Toms and Gamers Nexus, there was a bunch of that happening on Twitter. There was also a video produced by Gamers Nexus. It was not received super well by Toms, but then Toms isn't ran by Tom anymore, and Tom responded, which is pretty interesting. He responded on Facebook, and then Gamers Nexus made a video response to that, addressing the original response. Blah, 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 blah. The whole thing's been very, very weird. I know we've talked about, or I believe we've talked about it before on WAN Show, so I'm not going to re-go over everything. Someone in chat said there's actually a Tom, question mark. Where did it go? There's actually a Tom. Thought it was just a marketing ploy. No, there is a Tom. He hasn't worked for Tom's Hardware in a while now. But interestingly enough, there was actually, in his post, he talks about potentially coming back, which is interesting. I suspect he wouldn't necessarily even be able to come back to Tom. Again, there's actually two different Tom's websites, which are two different entities. I believe it's Tom's Hardware and then tomshardware.de or something. I'm not sorry, I'm not 100% up to speed on that, but and he might be able to come back to like one of them, or I don't know. But it's a developing story. I find it quite interesting, and Gamers Nexus is on the forefront of that. So check out their articles and stuff, because I was just at PAX and was unable to pay full attention to all of this stuff, even though it's quite interesting. Going back to the previous pages, I don't see this in here, but what's his name? Actor that plays Superman. Henry Cavill has apparently been selected to play as the I'm gonna get wrecked for this, but The Witcher. He's gonna play The Witcher. Let me find an actual article on this. Yeah, Henry Cavill will star in Netflix's series The Witcher. Here we go. Boop. Best known as Superman. He will play Geralt. There we go. That's the name I forgot. I'm so sorry. I couldn't remember his name. Everyone's going to rip me apart because of that. Roach? Yeah, that'd be great if he played the horse. I would, okay, I know no one cares, but I'm going to go on this slight tangent for a second. It would actually be hilarious if it was a super serious TV show and there was like a proper actor playing Geralt, and then there's just Henry Cavill as Roach the horse. I don't know why, but I would have absolutely loved that. Oh man, he's very young for Geralt. Yeah, I don't, like, obviously if you've watched shows in the last long time, it's not that hard to make someone look believably a little bit older. I think they'll be completely fine with that. He doesn't look like Geralt. I think you guys will be a little bit surprised. I think it'll be okay. TV and movies are quite wondrous these days. I think it will probably be fine. But yeah, what was I going to say? Tron 2. Go watch Tron 2 and look at the age transformation that they do in there. It's actually quite incredible. I don't think the production quality is going to be quite on Tron 2 levels, but they should be able to do quite a good job. But with that, I think I'm going to end it. It's been like almost an hour, and I think I'm kind of done scraping the Linus Tech Tips forum for news articles. Thank you guys for watching. I know it wasn't quite as good as if I had a co-host here, but I did my best. Tune in next week for more great tech news. I wanted to make sure that I did this show for you guys, just because I knew we were almost not going to have a WAN show this week, and we didn't have TechWiki episodes this week. So like both of the sources of news from Linus Media Group didn't make it to you guys. So I thought I'd try to scramble together with John's help. Thank you very much, John from Linus Media Group, for writing the doc. Scrabble together a little WAN show for you guys. So yeah, have a great weekend. Try to plan for about a month from now, October 6th, to show up to the charity stream, even if you're just going to come say hi. And I'll see you guys later. Boom. Pixel 3. Forgot about that. MKBHD is going to be all over that. We're going to have coverage of Pixel 3. There's some leaks and stuff. I'm excited. I'm probably going to get one. Anyways, the weekend. Have a good one.